Hey, you came back to the collectible corner. You had to know what was inside this carrying case, didn't you? Well, I won't make you wait. Inside, continuing on this top part, we have a collection of e-reader cards. As a kid, the e-reader was something that I desperately wanted. I saw commercials, I saw the cards. It was just something I never got. Now, the e-reader, if you don't know, was a device made for the Game Boy Advance, in which you would scan these cards to play full games. So usually it would require multiple cards. In this case, specifically for a Game & Watch game, you would just scan the code on top and bottom, and they give you a little bit of instructions, how to play it, what the game was, the history of it. So not only do you get a cool collectible card, but this actually is a full game. This one was for air hockey. So you could, oh, it says on the front. And these were kind of akin to like the WarioWare micro games. They were very simple, very like quick and goofy. When you get to the more complicated games, you have stuff like Balloon Fight. And these would come with up to 5 cards. Usually they were 5. And you would have to scan every single one to get access to the full game. So it is a little tedious. Similar to the Game & Watch card, this gives you a little bit of the controls or history or just talking about the game. But further cards in the collection will give you tips and tricks on how to get farther, on how to survive, on just how to live in Balloon Fight Land. The e-reader had a ton of different games, NES, and just like full-blown like cool arcade games. There's even some really rare cards out there, even some that give you collectibles in different games that may have not come out in the US. Donkey Kong on the NES. And you gotta remember, at the time, these were a huge novelty because you really couldn't play these games other than like Animal Crossing. You had to play Animal Crossing on the GameCube and get lucky enough to get one of the NES to have the game. So they did later come out with Game Boy cartridges that had NES games on them, kind of making this all a mute point, but that was after the e-reader had failed. So I also have Donkey Kong Jr., classic NES Pinball. I've never played this one before. I'm not a big fan of pinball. Finally, Donkey Kong 3. Now, these cards you would get in booster packs back in the day. I believe they would give you all the cards in one pack, but there were random ones because you could get Animal Crossing characters, you could get upgrades for certain games. Again, I believe there was exclusive stages for Pikmin 2. Yes, well, it was really annoying to scan these cards time and time again. Think about it as a kid. You would carry around just a deck of cards, and this would be like 5 games, 6 games right here that you could play whenever. As long as you have your e-reader, you got your Game Boy. It's pretty advanced stuff for the time, and I'm upset it didn't do well, but at least I have some of these to look back and probably never play because I have better versions of these. Again, the idea was cool. Do you have an e-reader? Do you have any cards? Did you think it was cool or did you think it sucked? And let me know, what's your favorite e-reader game?